Welcome back. Well, yes, that is what we're focusing on. That Senate leadership. We've got his former governor of Abia State, now a senator-elect, Orji Uzor Kalu, here with us. Thank you for coming on this morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, we've seen several perspectives. We've heard, and it's been on for a while now, and you say if it's not handled properly, you will have to then contest for the position of Senate presidency. But you then spoke much later, saying that all was well. What is the current position now? Has the right thing been done?
Well, we're in the process of doing the right thing, and at least you read Vanguard today, and the East will be given a place in the scheme of things. I've already endorsed publicly Lawan, which you know, and I stand by that endorsement, and I'm now asking that the East should be given the Deputy Senate President.
Have they been given that?
There's a discussion, high-level discussion going on, and I'm sure they will do that, and bipartisanly, it will be an issue of floor of the House, because the senators remain the 109 senators, remain the 109 senators. So,
but there's a publication about the interview granted by Senator Itainan, where he was quoted to have said that well, Lawan will emerge as Senate President, Gbajabiamala will emerge as Speaker, and that the position of the Deputy Senate Presidency will go to the South-South, and he says that he was referring to Ovio Magige.
Well, I didn't see that story. Itaiana is not a member of 109 senators that are going to be voting on Tuesday. Those 109 senators are the only one that reserve the right to say who will be what. Whatever that is done outside the Senate chambers is not workable. And most presidential aides have been telling lies with the name of President Muhammad Buhari. I personally asked the president last Monday when I visited him, sending back a letter. Before I left, I asked him, Mr. President, please tell me, did you endorse anybody to Deputy Senate President? Knowing President Buhari who he is, I've known him for 32 years. He's a man who doesn't do double talking. I've seen leaders that double talk. I looked at his face, I said, Mr. President, please tell me in one word. Because he was very busy that day. They just put me in to briefly see him. I said in one word, sir, did you endorse any Deputy Senate President? Because the day you addressed us, you told us it's only Lawal and Febi that you have endorsed. He said, yes, that he did not endorse anybody for Deputy Senate President. So I told him I'm going down to announce that I will run the floor of the House. He didn't ask me not to run.
How far do you think you can go?
Very far. With the help of my colleagues and bipartisan attitude. It's going to be bipartisan. You cannot, in the Senate, 109 of us should not know any party. We are not interested in any party. We are senators of Federal Republic of Nigeria from the day we have taken oath of office. Nobody is, once we are inside the Senate chambers, we don't know APC or PDP. And what we know that we are senators of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
No party supremacy at that point?
Well, inside the red carpet, the party supremacy will be very little. Because the chairman of the party, the secretary of the party, the organizing secretary of the party, the national auditor of the party, they are not going to be inside the Senate chambers. It will only be left.
Even though you are a first-time senator?
No, I'm not a first-time senator. Actually, one of my colleagues, future colleague to be, Senator Jibril Barawa, he jokingly said I'm the oldest member. There are two members in the National Assembly. We are the oldest members of the National Assembly. I'm the oldest member of the National Assembly in the Senate. And Alhaji Al-Hassan Dogo, the chief minority whip today, is also in the National Assembly, because we were in National Assembly in the Third Assembly in 1991. So I'm a returning member of the National Assembly.
Let's reverse the trends of things to 2015. And yes. At that point, when we were going to have the Senate President and also the Speaker of the House of Representatives. It didn't quite go the way the parties expected it to go. What guarantees are there that this time around it may even work in favor of what the parties want?
Well, the party have worked so hard for it to work in there. But for me, both the PDP people and the APC and YPP and all the parties there agreed that we should have a common candidate. And that common candidate for now is Lawan. We have gone very far. I can tell you that. We have gone very far. All of us in APC, I can speak for now, has agreed whether Lawan is bad or good or evil or anything, we are going to follow him for now. Not following him without minding the rules of the law. We are not going to be a stooge to anybody. I'm sure all of you sitting here, 3 of you, you know me. I'm not going to be. I'm a personal friend of the president, and I'm not going. And the president will not ask me to go against the law as a lawmaker.
But you have the APC and you also have the PDP, because yes, on that day of voting, things usually
no,
are not what you expect.
We are going to exactly be
what then? How prepared are you? Because things might not even work the way you make it sound so easy that you're all prepared. You have a consensus candidate and in the person of who you want to be as a party. But
we are begging.
You still have members of the PDP to contend with.
No, we are
who could
begging.
Vote against your candidate.
Listen, there is no PDP or APC in the floor of the red carpet. After all, who is PDP? Who is APC? Wasn't I in PDP before?
Are they the same?
No. I'm just asking you, who is PDP and who is APC? We're all human beings. The political party is just a vehicle that carries us inside the Senate chambers. And when we get to the Senate chamber, we become Nigerians. So we want to make laws for Nigerian people.
So is that why you say for now twice? You said when you were saying twice. For now, members are supporting Lawan. For now.
No. Does that mean no. I don't see any change. I don't see any change in Lawan.
Okay.
Lawan is very experienced. Lawan is focused. Lawan has been, if it's a normal democracy, he's also entitled to be there because it's a very long service. Look at the US. In our party now, there should be no context for Lawan. And that is the truth. Because we're developing democracy, no matter where Lawan comes from, because it's already the majority leader. Look at Nancy Pelosi. She went in and out, minority leader, speaker, minority leader. And to be honest with you, I don't see anybody questioning the ability of Lawan. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Even in the north, because Ndume is also from the north.
Well, Ndume is my friend, he's my brother, it's like my younger brother. And I'm not saying he's competent, but he should. Lawan have been endorsed by the progressive governors. Lawan have been endorsed by the presidency. Lawan have been endorsed by the party caucus. And the party is supreme.
Now, you said the other time that on the floor of the House, party divide is not as important. It's not that strong.
No, because there's no national chairman of the party to whip me at the back, at the floor of the House. But there's not going to be national auditor. There's not going to be national secretary of the party to remind me that I'm a member of APC. Once I'm inside the red chambers, I'll become a Nigerian.
You forget your member of APC.
No, even the PDP people will deal by partisanly.
Are you sure that's the position that the PDP or any...
I am not saying if they are reasonable enough. The interest of the country must come first before party. If they are reasonable enough, they fought in 2015. The strategy was very wrong. Some people went for meetings, some people voted. It's not going to happen again. All of us will be there. One man to one man, one woman to one woman. We're going to face each other and tell ourselves the truth.
So then, in which way is this going to go? If you are saying that party supremacy or party influence is not going to play much of a role, but you remember that the PDP has been very vocal about the fact that they could cause an offset.
I don't see that happening because we have, I'm telling you in confidence, we have already 58 members of the Senate of APC. I was the 56th member that signed for Lawan. And I don't see any upset. I'm being honest with you. I don't see. But what we are just begging the PDP, we want one Senate. We don't want divided Senate. We want Nigerian people to enjoy democracy. We want Nigerian people we want to put ideas that we can bring stimulus back to the economy.
The chairman,
they are fighting. We don't have time to fight.
But the chairman of your party, he doesn't seem to share the same view. He says the APC has got the majority. We're going to go for it. We don't need PDP. In fact, they will not occupy any position, any chairmanship position.
No, that is the position of the chairman. Possibly it's not the position of the party, because the chairman is just a member of the party. He's a very, it's just first among equals. We still need to have endorsement from our National Working Committee, from National Executive Committee of the party. That is when it becomes a law.
It becomes very, very important when the chairman of the party makes a statement like that. Could it be his own views also when he said that the
were you there when the chairman said
agreed
so?
Members of the APC?
Gimba, were you there
PDP?
when the chairman said so?
No,
were you there?
It's there in the dailies.
I didn't see it. I didn't see when he said so.
But is it his own views also when he says that aggrieved members of the APC can go to the PDP?
No. You see, you journalists sometimes put people on the spot. I'm sure you brought me here this morning to make me a sacrificer lamb, to sacrifice me on my name. And I'm not going to allow you to.
No, we're just asking the simple question.
No, I'm giving you a simple answer. Listen, once we're inside the red carpet, people shave out parties. They discuss among themselves. The legislator will do what is appropriate for the nation.
But you just told us not long ago that the president had endorsed Senator Lawan and Honorable Gbajabiamila for those positions.
Yes.
So is he not aware that when they get into the floor, things will change?
No, the president didn't say, it's either you do it, I kill you. You know, President Buhari is very calm in speaking, and he appealed to all the senators. Because what happened, I asked him simple question. I'm not trying to review what I discussed with the president. No. I'm just trying to give you an example that I asked him. If the president have called me and said, no, you cannot run for deputy senate president, excuse me, I will not run. Because president is the leader of the party, assisted by Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. I mean, so if the leader of the party calls me in and says, no, you cannot run for this office, I will drop. But they must have removed equity to the southeast part of Nigeria. They must have removed fairness. Our diversity will be in question. I'm not running because I need the office. That office is not going to do any meaningful thing, have any change in my life. I mean, but I am running because for fairness and equity, the Southeast must have somebody in the hierarchy. Let me be honest.
Support another Southeast?
No, let me be honest with you. There are 7 positions of federal government. The president, the vice president, the senate president, the speaker of the house, the deputy senate president, and the deputy speaker, and the chairman of the ruling party. So how do you want out of these 7, nothing will come to Southeast? It's just what I'm asking for. Fairness. I mean, you people know my history. I've always been on the side of the people. From a student union politics in University of Maiduguri to today, I have always maintained, let us be fair. And I believe in that.
But that you didn't give us a definitive answer in terms of if they've given that particular position, if they zoned it to the south. You said they will be given something. But it's not the deputy senate presidency, is it? Has it been officially zoned?
No. But you read the Vanguard.
Vanguard was talking about South. Senator Ovioma gave by Senator Itainan.
No, Itainan is talking as a private. In fact, I'm sure he's speaking for himself. He's not speaking for the party. And let me be honest with you. Even if the party asks me not to run, I will run on the floor of the house. Because, to be honest with you, this is one position I have to fight for. Because you cannot leave the Southeast alone. You can't leave them behind.
But you don't.
They can do that.
Do you necessarily have to be the person in your person?
No, but if they give to speaker now, if they give the Southeastern as speaker, I will drop. I will not run for deputy senate president any longer. Give speaker of the house today, because that is more superior than deputy senate president. If you give speaker of the house today to the Southeast, although I would endorse me, Gbaja, give us speaker of the house, I will drop. I'm only asking for fair and free democratic process of the Senate.
Okay, let's bring in Makwe. She's got some questions for you as well. Makwe?
Some people will say that oftentimes when leaders talk about zoning, they only use zoning in their personal interest. And it would seem that that's what you're doing this morning. How would you respond to those people who say that this is not really about zoning, this is just about you becoming Deputy Senate President?
In my becoming Senate President, Deputy Senate President, I have been a member of the legislature, I have been 2 times governor. What is wrong with that? Whether it's personal or for the interest of our people, it represents the interest of our people. I'm not shy in saying what I want and what should be done rightly. I have told you, if they gave any other position that is as good as the the Speaker of the House to Southeast, I would drop today, now. This is the issue. So
the question will be, what exactly do your people stand to benefit?
What those people getting in, what do they stand to benefit
if you
themselves?
get the position as Deputy Senate President that they would not get as just you being a member of the Senate?
No, because what you are saying that they are going to be caucus meeting and Southeast will be without being a member of that caucus. I mean, I don't think she understands politics very well. I'm not fighting this for personal interest. I can never do anything. I mean, what I'm looking for in life is limited. I have already, I've retired as a man. I'm trying to make sure we help Mr. President to build the country the way it's supposed to be. So I have no personal interest. But if you call it personal interest, why not? What is wrong? Am I not a human being? Those who are occupying the position, are they better than me? That's the issue. Is it because I'm Igbo? I mean, I won't take that from anybody. The issue now is that the Southeast needs to be in the power block of Nigeria.
Why is that important?
But it's important. Why are the others there? When they are discussing who is going to be taking back the messages and everything back to the Southeast? Who is going to build the party? We are talking about after Buhari today. No other individual in that party will bring 10 to 12 million people. You need to build APC in the Southeast. And you need those leadership to build it. You are not going to build it as individual.
So is this then a question of politics or of governance for you?
No, it's going to be both governance and politics. They go together. If there's no governance, there'll be no politics. If there's no politics, there'll be no governance.
I think that's usually one of the problems that people have, because there is a lot of politicizing of governance, and consequently...
No. You have made 6 regions. You have 7 meat in the soup. And you want every region to take without Southeast taking. No, I don't agree with you, my brother.
Does that mean that the Southeast is in any way disenfranchised or cut down?
Of course you look so. Because in 2015 you say we have no senator. Now we have senators, we have members of House of Rep. And somebody is still telling me that Southeast did not vote for APC. I mean, that person must not be taking right. In my state, in 2015, the APC got 3% for the national election. And in this election today, the APC have 29.5%. It's an improvement. In Ebonyi State, the APC also went well. So from 29%, let's see, we're going to do another election in 4 years. We'll be increasing. But so we need this position on office to give service to Nigerian people and also to protect
in addition
the people
to that,
from
in addition to
yes.
the new line you've brought in, one wonders, because if all of this is geared towards having inclusiveness and having the eastern part of the country in the helm of affairs in this country, what then would you say is the path, especially now that we've had Boss Mustafa at some point come out in meetings promising the east of the presidency in 2023?
No, let's leave presidency in 2023. Let us do what is needful now.
Is this building, is the now going to reflect what will happen in the future?
No, let me tell you. There is no time that is better than now. Now is the time. Let us start today before we talk about tomorrow. Let us start today in putting ourselves properly where it's supposed to be.
Some will argue that that promise made by Boss Mustafa,
no, let's leave the promise.
Hold on, yes. Your Excellency, hold on. Representing the importance of having the Igbos be part of the nation building and having good positions top leadership positions in this country.
Can
the Igbos work in such unison, such that you have the presidency in 2023?
No, let me ask you. Let's leave about presidency in 2023. The chairman of the national chairman of the party is from the same place any other person zoning to South. And that's the position. Leave us with one position. That is what I'm telling you. Leave about the future. Who told you I'll be alive till then? Who told you people who want to talking about 2020 will be alive till then? Let us talk about today. There's no time better than now. And now is the time.
Now, if you say that, you spoke to the president and he did say, well, yes, Lawan, yes, Baja, but he didn't...
No, he said he has asked the party to go and equally share the other positions that reflect the country.
So if they are hesitant, if that hasn't been done till now, doesn't that suggest that, well, they're taking their time to play that politics?
No. If anything they don't do, well, I mean, it's the senators that will vote. People will nominate me, and people will nominate the other candidates. Whoever wins will become the deputy senate president. If I win, the people should be able to congratulate me. If the other people win, I will stand up as the president. That is what constitutional democracy is all about. It's not about fighting. After all, we're all trying to...
So if it doesn't come to the east, there's no qualms?
As long as it's voted in the floor of the House, there's no problem. I won't give a problem. There will be no problem. If the whole Nigeria will reject the east, say we are no longer part of the nation, I mean, it's okay. It's one of those things. Yes.
How will you receive that, and how will you redress it?
Well,
let me put that better. How should that be redressed if that's...
No. I will continue being a lawmaker. First of all, my constituency voted for me to be a senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria, not senator of Abia North. I'm going to be senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria. If I don't win, I'll congratulate who has won. But I will campaign bipartisanly to all the parties to be included.
And you insist that even if the party says, we're zoning this to the south-south, you will still contest?
No, the party should be reasonable enough to zone it to southeast. The party don't want to break the party further. The party is already in crisis. The party should not break the party further. I'm not threatening anybody, but the party should not break the party further.
What crisis are you talking about?
The party have lost 7 states in elections. So it's a crisis of the party. PDP didn't win us anywhere. It's just a crisis inside the party, within the party members. So if party is already in crisis, party should be able to do what is reasonably right in the eyes of man and the eyes of God.
What is responsible?
The Catholic bishops has also all over Nigeria have condemned not zoning these things properly. The Catholic bishops are reminded the party executive that they should be able to give leadership properly to all zones. There are 7 meats in the soup. I'm not sure you people are thinking rightly. If I'm eating with you, 7 meats are in the soup, and you want to eat it alone, I mean, that is not the way to live in Nigeria. 3 of you are gentlemen. If we are eating, there are 7 meats in the soup, and we are 6 brothers. Each brother should have one, remember one. We will talk how to share the remaining one.
Well, Senator, some prefer pomo. They don't like meat, so maybe that's
okay,
why,
there are 7 pomo in the soup. No, there are 7 pomo in the meat, in the soup.
Okay.
You have taken 1. You have taken 1. The other one remaining will talk how to share it. And
right.
If one man wants to eat 3 pomo against the other 6, there'll be trouble. You know that one.
Well, now we know it's 1 man, 1 meat. So, but we'll come back and conclude this in a moment. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Well, Senator, yes, we've just heard you there talking about your private meeting with the president, how the party, yes, preferred those 2 candidates. But here you are now saying that, well, even if the party doesn't zone the deputy senate presidency to the southeast, you will contest. But you're here saying people must stick with the views and perspectives and positions of the party. So doesn't that suggest that if the party says, no, let it go to the south, you're going to go against it?
No, let me tell you, it's a different thing. President called for a meeting, a dinner, full-fledged dinner, to all senators elect, both the returning ones and the newcomers. And he addressed us. The chairman of the party first addressed us. The president concurred. and said, well, I think I have been seeing these two people in the floor of the National Assembly, possibly because of their position as leaders of the party, so defending this party. So I think it would be good for them to be Senate President and Speaker, which I don't see anything wrong. By virtue of their position, if it's in the US, in the presidential system, automatically they end up. There will be no contest. But the president have requested for this, and all level of our party have endorsed this. But nobody will come from back of the yard to tell me that the president said, where he didn't say so. Because I asked him, no, I'm coming. Yeah. Where he didn't say so. The president have not called us and appeal to us and say, Mr. Yusuf should be deputy Senate president. No. Okay. He asked the party to go and do what is right. Chamberlain, let me ask you, what is right means Southeast must get something. The chairman of the party is from South-South. I'm ready today to resign as senator to be the chairman of the party. Then South-South can have the
deputy senator. You can't resign. You've been it's an elected
position.
And
no, I can resign and go and be the chairman of the party. Swap. That is the truth.
That'll be a first. But
no. Uba Ahmed resigned as national secretary. Resigned as a senator to be national secretary of the party. No, but you must give Southeast something, not assistant house leader or chief whip. No, you must give them something if the caucus of the party are meeting.
There's this other matter.
No, the beauty of civilian and the constitutional democracy, the beauty is the all-inclusiveness. You have to include everybody.
Now, speaking about all-inclusiveness, there's this other matter, Senator Ndume and Senator Goje. Senator Ndume has several times said, look, the party did not zone that position and that nobody has called him to ask him to step down. And he has the phone numbers of all the senators. He's been speaking with all of them. Nobody has told him to step down, unlike in 2015. So he is going to contest for the position of the Senate President.
No, we have no problems with that. We will see him at the Senate floor, at the floor of the Senate. He's our brother, he's our friend, he's my brother. He's a Medugri man like me. I mean, there's nothing about that. And he's just saying the same thing I'm telling you. That
no, but if the president says, I prefer Senator Lawan and Honorable Baja.
No. Senator Ndume, to be honest with you, he was in the meeting. I was with him. Although he disagreed, he showed his disagreement instantly.
So that means he cannot be underestimated.
No, I don't know. I don't know what he's planning. But what I'm saying, he cannot say nobody told him. He was there when the national chairman said it. He was there when the president concluded his speech. And he came out immediately to say, no, I don't agree. Not when the meeting was, because the meeting already closed. But it's not the same thing. Lawan have been endorsed. I'm not sure you people are listening to me very well. You are just trying to embarrass me here. No, that is the only thing you are.
You said he's endorsed by the party and
you are not listening to me.
He's endorsed by the party and the president.
Lawan have been endorsed by the chairman, 36th chairman of the state chairman. Lawan have been endorsed by progressive governors. Lawan have been endorsed by the NWC. And they've been endorsed by the presidency. So if all these arms go back to get endorsement of 36 state chairmen and get endorsement of, I will not contest.
But when you at the same
time, as long as you go to one corner and somebody will tell me president say, when president didn't say. But Senator, this is what they have been cheating the Igbos with. President say. For those of us that have access to the president, you can't do to me president say.
But from what
president cannot be talking in two ways. Yeah.
Yes, much as you said, all these people have endorsed Senator Lawan.
Yes.
But in the same breath, you also say, when you get to the floor of the House, it doesn't matter who.
It's also a different ball game.
So the endorsements will be immaterial on the floor.
Because they are not inside the place. I'm repeatedly saying it. Lawan, the beauty of Lawan is that every level of our party has endorsed it.
But there are no guarantees still.
No, there's no guarantee. We discuss inside the floor of the House.
Okay, Senator,
it will be discussed.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Before we, when President Jonathan was in power, many of his people said that, not much really accrued to the South-South. When President Obasanjo was in power, many people said, look, it really wasn't of any particular benefit to the Southwest, directly. What is the importance? What will come to the Southeast from your deputy presidency as Senate President?
No,
what is the benefit that will bring?
The direct benefit that we are going to expand the party. I have the capacity and the capability. We are going to expand the appearances.
How does that help?
Election is coming.
How does that help your people? How does that help South people?
If we increase the capacity of the party, everything being shared in the federal government will come to our zone. So it will increase the capacity of what the ordinary man in Onitsha market, in Aba market, in Enugu market, on the street, what they are getting.
Will you win back PDP states?
Yes, of course. We are going to take Anambra. If a deputy state president, Anambra will be gone. You know that Anambra will be the first casualty. It will go there and campaign and put a good Catholic there and put a good candidate there and campaign day and night with my leadership.
Let's bring in Makwe again. Makwe.
Well, I'm happy that Senator-elect is already putting, very strong concrete to why he should be elected Deputy Senate President. But I'm wondering, why you're not running a joint campaign if one party already has an endorsement? You said Senator Lawan already has an endorsement. In the House, Representative Gbaja Biamila is running a joint one with Honorable Wase. Why are you not doing one in the Senate?
What was that question?
Joint campaign as with Gbaja.
Joint campaign with who?
Senator Lawan and you, as we're saying with
everything is possible. Allow the weekends to go. I don't know. We are working very hard to make sure that everybody is in line. I have not spoken to Senator Lawan about running a joint ticket because I don't know how he will feel. I don't know how other people supporting him will feel. So, because myself, Omogega and Francis Ahikim, all of us are close friends of Senator Lawan. So I don't want to offend anybody. Let us present ourselves to the Senate.
Okay, but when you say that all those people have endorsed Senator Lawan, but we also know in recent history, when we see the establishment endorse a particular candidate on the floor of the House, they always tell us it doesn't usually turn out well.
No. This is going to be a different story because all our governors are behind him. The governor of Yobe State is behind Lawal, the former governor Shetima, and the sitting governor. So it's a tremendous improvement.
Are you sure that all senators will be present on that day? Because there could be a quorum and anything could happen. No. All
senators will be present by the will of God. If God
they weren't all present in 2015.
Well, there was a meeting somewhere. I'm not sure that meeting is going to happen again. President have already given dates for inauguration, proclamation, and we know the time. And there is no meeting. We are not calling for any meeting on Tuesday. Every face should be faced to red carpet. So there will be no going to National Conference Center or going to this other place.
Or broken down vehicles.
Or breaking down vehicles, closing the road. If you close, we will trick.
Well, one more matter. Yesterday, the dailies were awash with the breakback between the national chairman and the former national chairman. Is that the crisis you refer to in part?
No. I'm not going to talk about those two bosses. I'm not going to talk about them out at all because I'm still going to seek for appointment to speak to Mr. President to intervene, to be able to speak to both Chief Oyego and Comrade Oshimole. These are two party leaders of our great party. So I'm not going to discuss them in public. If you think you will grab me to come and start talking about my two bosses, I'm not going to do that.
Well, you know that this kind of crisis can begin to rock
no, it will not rock. We're already talking about that. I have spoken to Comrade Adam Soshimole, who is the national chairman. Yesterday, I went for church prayers yesterday, and I saw Chief Oyegu in the Catholic Secretariat. And I spoke to him also by the side. When I get back to Abuja now, I'll be able to start something. In the next few weeks, we'll be able to, I'm going to look for Asweja Ahmed Tinubu, who will constitute ourselves to go and talk to Mr. President and nip it down immediately. Because it's our party. We can't, after losing 7 states, and we'll continue with this struggling. I mean, it's not going to go well for the party. It's going to be very, very, very bad for the party. Both of them are gentlemen, and both of them are from Edo State. We're also even going to beg some of the elders of the Edo State to be able to intervene so we can sort these things out. There are 2 leaders, and it will be very unfair for me to talk for the past or the present. It's not going to be well. That's putting more fire. My own is to quench the fire, which we are going to quench.
All right, then we'll be speaking with Orji Kalu, Senator-elect and a former governor of Abia State. Thank you for coming on, and we wish you all the best with the meat and the soup.
Well, take more meat and leave your brothers. The beauty of the country is the diversity of the country.
Share equally.
All right.
Share equally.
We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.